So what I have made in the past and decided I'm going to make more of, and I will be selling these eventually, is little tree trunk pots. Kind of like it can hold like chicks and hens or something very, very small. I actually had one at my house that had a spider plant in it for a really long time. And it was just a kind of a prototype. So now that I know that it works, I'm definitely going to be making a lot of these for markets. So it's going to look like an old tree trunk. So I kind of want to create like the actual roots that will come out of it, but I don't want it to go too far. I just want it a little bit low to the ground. And the great thing is that, again, you don't have to be too fancy. I've got these chunks of clay and I'm just going to kind of add them on and sculpt them out. So now you remember that anytime you add something to your clay and you're sticking two pieces together, you have to score it. Scratch that surface. Scratch the other surface that is going to meet it. Add some of your slurry.
That's a direct order. Do it now.
Put your slurry on. And then you can add it on. Now that definitely doesn't look like a root, but I'm going to slowly start building it up. There's one. I'm gonna add so here I am with my tree trunk pot. My dog is barking like crazy outside right now. God knows what she sees. We get all kinds of wildlife going through here. Now, since this is going to be a little clay flower pot, I want to add a hole on the bottom for drainage, because there's nothing worse than your flower pot basically making your soil so wet that your plant rots. So I'm just very primitively drilling a hole right through, just like that. Okay, drill hole. Now my clay is pretty moist, but I'm going to do an initial kind of carving on it. I'm just packing in some clay in here with my pencil a little bit. Now, I have all kinds of clay tools back in my studio in Red Lake, and there's tools that help to smooth the clay and blah, blah, blah. Like I said, I'm doing everything the old-fashioned way, using a knife and a butter knife. And to be honest, I really actually like the textural quality that the serration of the butter knife gives me when creating the texture of an old tree trunk. So I'm going to play with that idea. I'm just going to kind of run it along the surface of the clay here to create that bark effect. I don't want it to be too uniform, of course. Even though nature is magical, just like us, we're not perfect. It's like buttering a cake with a serrated, or icing a cake. I don't know who butters cakes, but I probably would. There. So I got a bit of texture on here. And yes, that will show up after I do the firing. You'll definitely see that. But I'm going to take it a little bit further. I'm going to use the tip of this knife to add a few more grooves in. A few more deeper grooves. Because when I do the firing of this clay, it actually, sometimes the burnt parts go into these grooves. See that? There, can you see that? See those grooves that I'm putting in there? Very basic, very primitive. I'm really not into realistic art. It's not my thing. I've done it a lot over the years. And although I appreciate very much the people that take the time to do realistic art, like you should check out the artwork of my friend Jen Globish. She's an incredible realistic drawer, and she's doing a series right now on firefighters that work for the Ministry of Natural Resources and all of the hard work that they do to keep our community safe, to keep our forests safe, to keep nature regenerating. Jen Globish, awesome realist artist. I, on the other hand, like to imply things. I believe that our mind fills in the blanks. So I don't have to put it all in here for you, because your mind is going to say tree trunk, and all of your memories that you have of tree trunks are going to go into the processing of this art piece that you see in front of you, and your brain is going to fill in those gaps with your ideas of what a tree trunk is. It's great how the brain works. There. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this slowly dry. So what does that mean, letting something slowly dry? In a second, I'll be right back and I'll tell you.